Patty, thank you so much for being with us today.
You're welcome.
I know you can do anything with fabric, but let me just tell you a quick story. The most wonderful Christmas I think I ever had, and I think I was maybe 8 or 9, I don't remember, maybe it was 6, but my mother had made me a beautiful green jumper dress, and I had a little white blouse that went under it, and that was what I wore Christmas Eve, and that was at that time, that's when we opened our presents. Opened this wonderful box, and it was back, you said you do remember, when they had those walking dolls. My doll had a dress on that looked just like my outfit. I can't remember what I had for breakfast today maybe, but I will never forget my doll and how beautiful she looked. And we were just twins, and we walked around and modeled all day. They were all tired of looking at us, I think. But now that seems to be coming back to where, people want to dress their dolls like their little girl's outfit.
Yes.
That's not as easy as it sounds like.
No, there's a lot of patterns out there, of course, but you might find a little girl's dress and not the doll dress to be exact. So I thought I might share with you just some ways to change the pattern so that they would both be the same.
And this, since we have the little doll, what's her name?
This is a Madame Alexander doll.
Okay.
And so this was the pattern I had for the little girl's dress.
Which this is a real popular look right
Yeah,
now.
just
for
the
adults
bottom,
and,
swings out and it's pointed, and there was nothing. And so I found this one for the doll, but it doesn't have the points.
No, has the waist, so you had that going,
Right.
had the sleeves.
So I like to find the closest thing, of
Yeah,
course,
sure.
because it's less work.
Right.
And so what I did was I took the pattern. Oh, before I start though, I always want to test, because all the dolls, no matter what, they all have kind of a different size neck. So I have a Madame Alexander and I have an American Girl pattern, so I want to do a little test. So I take a paper towel and I just stitch it up.
Saves fabric.
Yes, and I also take away the seam allowance, obviously. And so then when I can tell, then I take out of the pattern whatever I need to take out of the pattern. And to make
We've
the
used
neck.
muslin for years to do that,
Yeah.
but that really does make sense.
Yeah, paper towels are nice and sturdy anymore. So,
Okay.
so basically, if I needed to take it out, I would just pinch in just a little bit right here at the neck.
Oh,
So can you see that all right? So here's my skirt pattern. And obviously this is the front and the back together.
because you put it on the fold.
Yeah, and you really can't do this technique without slashing it and making two pieces and
so
having
first
a
you
side
cut it
seam.
in half.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just got to have a side seam there. So what I do is I just slice it right down there. I find the halfway mark from this. Of course, this is center back. Find the halfway mark, add my seam allowance, and I never add 5/8 to a little tiny thing like this. I always
maybe
add
3
a
or
fourth.
a fourth, okay.
No more than a half.
Okay.
And then obviously I'm going to also make a longer sleeve. So I just add that on with my pattern piece. And then what happens is, now I'm going to just show you what will happen with the front, because you're going to do the same thing with the front and the back.
Oh,
so
okay.
here's my square. I want to have this part right here.
This is like a gourd.
Yes,
skirt.
I need to make this wider. And so as I come up, I just spread this until this and this are even.
Okay.
And then when I have all of these spread, and I usually try to make, measure evenly how much
Okay.
spread, then I'll just take that straight down and straight across.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought about doing that.
And so now, and then of course I'll take the waist, and I didn't change this.
No.
So
it still
goes
fits
in,
the bodice.
and then I do the back the same way.
Oh, okay.
And the more you spread, the more times you want to cut.
Okay.
So if you want to spread it just a little bit, you just cut it once. But
And like the doll has, is it 4 peaks? I don't know what those are called.
yeah, it's
Four?
it's a little peak in the front.
Okay.
2 peaks
1,
in the
2,
front, and 2
3,
in the
4.
back.
Okay.
Just like the little girl's dress.
Uh-huh.
And so then I got to thinking, well, maybe you didn't have a pattern. You maybe had a pattern that was straight.
Right.
Just one straight. I just want to show you what happens if you do the same thing and you have a straight line, you will find that the waist comes right in. When you pull this up straight over like this, do you see how the waist just
It
lays
doesn't
right
alter
in?
at all. Stayed the
Right.
same.
And then again, I have this line I'm going to take and this line I'm going to take. And that is how easy it is.
That took
to
some
make the
thinking.
skirt.
I'm glad people like you design these. I can sew it now, but I wouldn't have thought about making the changes that way.
Well, sometimes they have just like a little gathering at in the waist, and you
that's
don't
not
want it
hard.
wider than your waistline. That way you get exactly that at the end. But you know, this can work on adult clothes or anything. So
Well, it would. The
you could
concept's the
reverse it.
same. The waist changes.
Right. Right. So anyway, that's an easy way to change a pattern.
Well, I appreciate you showing us because it's just so much fun. I still have wonderful memories of my doll in my outfit too. So thank you very much for being here, Patty.
You're welcome. Thank you.